Hey, before you keep scrolling, a quick word of God today for you is we need to love the Lord our God with all our heart, with all our mind, and with all our soul. It is so important that we keep this commandment in mind, because when we are not having that love of God in our life, when we're not loving the Lord our God with all our heart, with all our mind, with all our soul, with all our being, it's going to negatively affect us in other areas of our Christian walk or other areas of our life. We're not going to have as much joy, peace, because that only true joy, true peace, true love only comes through the Father, only comes from above. And it's so important that we're constantly seeking that deeper relationship with God, that we're going to always the next level in our prayer life, in our Bible reading, in that intimate, deep relationship with God. And Bible says that love covers a multitude of sins. So when we have that love of God, it's going to cover a multitude of sins. It's going to make things easier for us. It's going to make it easier to forgive others. It's going to make it easier to be more happy, to be more at peace, because we have that love of God running over in our lives. When we're overfilled with that love of God, when we're constantly spending time with God, we are going to become more in the image and likeness of Him. And it's going to make it far easier to seek after Him when we're loving Him, when we're constantly seeking after that deep love, when we're always rooted in His love. It's going to make things so much easier for our Christian walk. And what is the second and greatest commandment? The second greatest commandment is love your neighbor as yourself. So this is only possible through the unconditional love of Jesus Christ. But if that love is overfilling in our lives because we're spending time with God, because we're praying to Him every single day, because we're reading the Bible, because we're fellowshipping, it's going to make it a lot easier to love your neighbor as yourself, to love your friends, to love your family, to love your coworkers, whoever it is. We will have that same unconditional love for everybody because we are spending that time with God and being filled with His amazing unconditional love. We will just want to naturally, share that to others. But when we're not deep in that love with God, when we're not following the greatest commandment that God has given to us through His word, it's going to be a lot harder to follow that second greatest commandment, which is love your neighbor as yourself. So I just wanted to share this quick word of God today. I really hope this encourages and helps you to seek a deeper, more loving relationship with God and to always be overfilled in His unconditional love.